All right. Hey guys. I know it's been a while. Apologies for that, but I wanted to talk about a couple of things actually. One, I wanted to talk about the title of the video, but I also just wanted to give some general updates on the channel. So starting off, I wanted to talk about authenticity and why it's important to be authentic. And so, the whole reason why I started my YouTube channel, the whole reason why I started it was because it was the one place where I felt like I could be myself. It was the one place where I felt like I could just express myself honestly and authentically, do whatever I want. It was the one thing I felt like I had control over in my life. That's why I started, and that's why I do it, is because I feel like I can just be authentic, and I find that to be so liberating and so fulfilling. And I just, because I've been feeling a little disconnected recently and a little lost recently, and a little chaotic. I've been feeling a little chaotic in my head recently. And this video is gonna seem super self-aggrandizing and just pretentious, probably, but I went back and I watched some older videos of mine. I just looked back and I just saw how, I looked back at my older vlogs and older videos, and I just saw how unapologetically myself I was, and how much fun I was having, and how I just didn't care what other people thought. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that really bad. And I can't say it enough. Being authentic and being yourself. Sometimes you might feel like you're like, but I don't want to hurt other people. I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. And it's like, no, you can't hide yourself from other people. Hiding yourself from other people and hiding parts of yourself due to shame or insecurity is just, I find the most freeing thing in the world is to express yourself honestly and authentically without caring at all what other people think. And I want to get back to that on my videos. By the way, update, gaming videos are returning. They are, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. So that's my update for the video. But another thing I wanted to touch on is when life gets chaotic, and when life feels like it's out of control, and when life feels overwhelming, when life feels very chaotic. This year has been one of the most stressful and challenging years of my life for multiple reasons. And I've just found that the thing that has helped me recently, is just, instead of focusing on the things that I can't control, things that are outside of my control, there's very few things in life that you can control. There's very few things in life that are within your control, but there are a few things that are within control. And I found that focusing on those, even if it's just a few things that are within your control, focusing on that and spending your energy on that, instead of focusing on things that you can't control, things that you can't determine, but instead focusing your energy and time on stuff that is within your control. Now, I'm not saying that's a a cure or a fix for everything, but it's helped me a lot, is just focusing on like, okay, is this thing that I'm stressed about, is this thing that I'm worried about, is it something that I can control or I can change? And most of the time the answer is no. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not worth it then. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. And I know that may not make a lot of sense to some people, but I found that that's helped me so much in, because I've gotten into like a pretty deep depression recently, because I found myself to feel so overwhelmed by things, and it's not a new feeling I have. It's not a new feeling. And that's another thing is that helped me, is like realizing this isn't a new feeling. This like stress and anxiety and overwhelm that I'm feeling, it's not new. That's the thing, is like, that's the thing to remember. It's like, you may be, when life feels chaotic and overwhelming, it may seem like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. And, I don't know anyone's situation, but like, I found that like taking a step back and just realizing, okay, this thing that I'm worried about, what am I actually worried about? What am I actually stressed about? That's the thing, is like, most of the time, I'm like, I can't come up with an answer. And that's anxiety. I can't come up with an answer, so, and I felt this before, and it's past. It's past. I'm a big proponent of the saying, this too shall pass, because it's going to pass. It's going to be okay. It's not going to last forever. Nothing ever does. But it's important to acknowledge the feeling, accept the feeling, not avoid it. And then realizing that, and not blaming others, not blaming anybody, but sitting with, I've already spoke about this a ton of times, but when life feels chaotic, when life feels overwhelming, just know it's going to pass. It's going to pass. I can assure you it's going to pass. It's going to. It's going to be okay. And I mean that sincerely. I mean that sincerely. These thoughts that you're having, these things that you're stressed about, you may feel like there's no way out. And then you fall into this shame spiral and this like depression, and you don't know, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I don't have a fix for that, but I just know that the feeling won't last forever. The anxiety won't last forever. The fear won't last forever. It's going to pass. It's going to. So, focus on things that are within your control. Focus on how you can react instead of focusing on everything externally. Focus internally. It helps. So, that's my video. I hope this helped anyone. Just know if you're feeling like this, you're not alone. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I mean that. So, I will see you soon. I promise.